Like many of you, particularly those outside of the US, when we think of a sheriff, we think about a gun-toting Wild West horseman riding after criminals with his posse of men, ending in a big shootout.
The role of the sheriff goes back much further than the Wild West. Its history is deeply rooted in British tradition. It is one of the oldest law enforcement positions in the US.
The origin of the word sheriff comes from the Old English term shire reeve. In medieval England, the shire reeve was the royal official responsible for maintaining law and order in a shire, the old name for a county, and for collecting taxes for the crown.
English settlers brought the concept of sheriffs to the American colonies in the early 17th century. The first known sheriff in America was appointed in Virginia in 1634, modelled after the English shire reeve system.
While English shire reeves were appointed by the monarchy or by local nobles, American sheriffs were often appointed by colonial governors. They would later be elected by local citizens, reflecting democratic ideals.
American colonial sheriffs were responsible for enforcing the law, collecting taxes, maintaining jails, and overseeing elections. They played an administrative role in addition to their law enforcement duties. This reflected their British origins. The sheriff's badge and uniform symbolises the historical authority and tradition rooted in British law enforcement.
As America expanded westward, sheriffs became iconic figures in the frontier towns, often depicted in stories of the Wild West. They played critical roles in enforcing laws in territories that were otherwise chaotic and lawless. In the US, sheriffs took on broader responsibilities, such as managing jails and court security, which were not always part of the English sheriff's duties.
Some traditions, like the sheriff's authority to summon a posse, have their origins in British law. This photo depicts an American posse in 1922. It captured the outlaws Manuel Martinez and Placido Silvas, who are in the center of the back row. They were arrested for the Ruby murders after the largest manhunt in the history of the Southwest.
In the UK today, the role of the sheriff is largely ceremonial, focusing on formal functions such as attending court ceremonies and representing the monarch. In contrast, the American sheriff evolved into a practical law enforcement figure, reflecting the needs of a developing nation.
In Scotland, sheriffs are judges.
In America today, sheriffs are elected officials in most counties, emphasizing their role as representatives of the people. Many sheriff's departments use the motto to protect and serve. This is to emphasize their commitment to the community. While they still maintain traditional duties such as law enforcement and jail management, their responsibilities have now expanded to include modern policing techniques.
So, are sheriffs now comparable to police officers in the United States?
The distinction can vary by state, but this general framework applies to most jurisdictions. We wanted to mention this story for one of our very loyal subscribers, Eric, who always jokes that we bring this story up very regularly, but it's one of our favourites, so here goes.
Being greeted with a howdy from the sheriff when our home security system went off. You were with us, weren't you, Lucy?
It was like a movie.
Oh my god, and he was quite a dreamy sheriff too, I have to say.
He wasn't an attractive man.
No, it was so funny because my husband said he was so embarrassed and so worried because he thought we were going to get told off because it was kind of our fault. We'd left the door slightly ajar, hadn't we, Lucy?
Was it me?
Yeah.
I didn't know it was me.
Yeah, well, we were pretty sure it was you.
Oh, they didn't say until now, bless them.
No, oh sorry.
Anyway, it wasn't the end of the world because,
No.
you know, lovely sheriff turned up.
Yeah, Roger went round the back and hid, and he expected him to be really cross and angry and serious. Oh, he was so lovely.
Yeah.
Oh my
Howdy.
Ma'am. And then he was like, stay back, ma'am. I'm gonna go in. Sheriff coming in. Oh, it's just like the movies.
It's just like the movies.
Oh. Have you got a sheriff story you'd like to share with us? Please put it down in the comment section below. Throughout history, several sheriffs have become famous for their roles in law enforcement, their impact on history, or their prominence in popular culture. Here are some notable examples.
Wyatt Earp, 1848 to 1929. A legendary figure of the American Wild West, Earp served as a deputy sheriff and deputy U.S. Marshal. He is most famous for his role in the gunfight at the OK Corral in 1881, a shootout that cemented his reputation as a lawman. Joe Arpaio, 1932 to the present. Arpaio took an outspoken stance against illegal immigration, styling himself as America's toughest sheriff. He became known for his controversial policies, including tent city jails and chain gangs. He made it a requirement that inmates wear pink underwear, and he later introduced pink handcuffs. He banned smoking, coffees, movies, pornographic magazines, and unrestricted TV in all jails. His tenure sparked debates about immigration enforcement and civil rights.
Seth Bullock, 1849 to 1919, appointed as the first sheriff of Deadwood during its gold rush era, known for his no-nonsense approach to law enforcement in a chaotic frontier town. His life was dramatized in the TV series Deadwood.
Bat Masterson, 1853 to 1921, served as the sheriff of Ford County, including Dodge City, during the late 1800s. A close associate of Wyatt Earp, Masterson was also a gambler, journalist, and sports writer. His colourful life made him a popular figure in American folklore.
Walter Moses Burton, 1829 to 1913. He was the first African-American sheriff in the United States, elected in 1869. Born enslaved, Burton gained freedom, educated himself, and became a respected leader. He later served as a Texas state senator, showcasing his dedication to public service.
Heck Thomas, 1850 to 1912, known as one of the three guardsmen, along with Chris Madsen and Bill Tilghman, who tamed outlaws in Indian Territory. He played a crucial role in bringing down the infamous Doolin-Dalton Gang.
Burford Pusser, 1937 to 1974, known for his relentless fight against organised crime and corruption during the 1960s. His life story inspired the movie Walking Tall, showcasing his battles against local moonshiners and criminals. He became a symbol of toughness and justice. Pat Garrett, 1850 to 1908, known for killing the notorious outlaw Billy the Kid in 1881. He is remembered as a controversial but determined lawman.
The Sheriff of Nottingham. The Sheriff of Nottingham is the main antagonist in the English legend of Robin Hood. He is generally depicted as an unjust tyrant. Robin Hood is depicted as an outlaw and hero who robs from the rich to give to the poor.
Sheriff Andy Taylor from The Andy Griffith Show was a fictional character who exemplified fairness and kindness.
Sheriff Woody from Toy Story, voiced by Tom Hanks. In the films, Woody is Andy Davis's favourite toy and is the leader of Andy's toys. When Andy gets a new toy called Buzz Lightyear, Woody's position is jeopardized until he later becomes friends with Buzz.
The Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department is the largest in the United States, with over 18,000 employees, serving more than 10 million residents.
Thank you so much for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, please give us a like, maybe share with a friend, and hit subscribe to follow us on YouTube.